Hello everyone and welcome to our August Dragon Saga QA live stream. I'm CM Dragonlark and we have with us our amazing Dragon Saga dev, Popcorn.
Hello everyone.
Today we're going to be answering questions that were asked of us on our forums when we put a thread up for this live stream. We're going to try to get through all of them as quickly as possible. There won't be cards this time for every single question, but we are going to go through as many questions as possible. And if you guys have any issues hearing me or hearing Popcorn, let us know and I will do my best to adjust everything so that we can all be heard properly. Most important is Popcorn. If you guys can hear Popcorn, you're hearing the answers to your questions, so let us know. So, let's go ahead and get started. Our first question would like to know, would you mind explaining what is your current opinion regarding private servers?
Yes, well, from the law's point of view, they are illegal. They don't have any license to use the name, the content, the art, the code. From the developer's point of view, so from my view, my personal, they are stealing things others worked hard for weeks, months and for years. From the company's view, they are making money with things they aren't allowed to use. I have nothing more to say about it except one more thing. Dragon Saga never was and isn't open source software that can be used by everyone for free.
All right, thank you very much for that answer. That's a question I think we've gotten on the forums and sometimes on Facebook too. So if you guys want to play Dragon Saga, play on the official Dragon Saga. It's updated quite often by our amazing development team. So yeah. All right, on to the next question. Let's see. There we go. A question regarding Arcadia City. Is the Arcadia City as of now the final state of the city, or do you have plans to polish it? Regarding the polishing, I mean like fix walk-through objects or mismatching shading of the NPCs on the map.
Well, game development is a never-ending cycle. We will always try to improve upon the game. When the tools become more sufficient, we will definitely working on making Arcadia better.
All right. Next question. Any plans on rare hero Elga accessories, belt, earring, rings, necklace? If there are no plans for Elga items, are there plans for new endgame accessories?
The leftovers of the existing Elga hero accessories are incomplete. No new design and they don't even have set effects in our database. We have no concrete plans yet, only ideas. But I'm sure there will be something in the future.
Awesome. Are Elga weapons the last weapons that have elements on them?
To be honest, maybe or maybe not. We will continue to monitor the situation with elemental damage. Since the old system elemental damage always had a stigma about them, but since we since we have the new system in place, we will see how everything's turned out and will decide at a later date.
All right. Awesome. Let's see. Next question. Will Arcadia armor have different set effects compared to the Protector of the Stars armor, or will it be like Protector armor that just got the same effects as Elga armor but with slightly better stats or more defense, magic defense?
We don't know much about the Arcadia gear yet, just only ideas in our minds. But one thing we all agree on is that we don't want to make another copy of the Elga or POS set.
Alright. I don't have a card for this one, but we currently have so many useless buffs and passives that increase magic attack and physical attacks by their base stats. Would it be possible to make these buffs and passives based on total instead? Is it possible you guys could do a trial week where the buffs are based on total and decide to keep or scrap the idea if it turns out good or bad, like you did with the critical damage cap. Current summoners are the only viable thing to play for DPS for both PvP and PvE.
We don't think that this is a good idea at all. The buffs need adjustments, but just changing them to final is not our way we want to go. Be assured, if changes are made to the buffs, we will have testing phases, so the community is able to state their opinions on these changes.
Alright. Oh, I see that the chat isn't appearing like it should. Hold on one second. I'm just gonna fix the chat so that we can see everyone's lovely words. There we go. Just a quick...
We want to go. Be assured, if changes are made to the buffs, we will have testing phases, so the community is able to state their opinions on these changes.
Oops, sorry about that. There we go. Yeah, I accidentally opened one of the windows, and so it started showing you talking. There we go. There we go. All right. Now everyone can see their own words as well. Hello, Precrash. Hello, Monitor Cable. Hello, everyone. So there we go. All right, let's continue then. Thank you for that answer. I apologize for the brief delay in continuing our live stream. Our next question. Can invokers get their 70% damage reduction removed from PvP modes, or at least get it lowered to a 50% damage reduction when endgame invokers with plus 20 protector weapons and double 15-star Cerberus solar rings are only hitting double-digit numbers of endgame players? Then something isn't right. The old OP 6-star element cards no longer come into play, so I don't see anything wrong with this idea. Again, you can do trial week stuff.
I feel it would be wrong to just remove it. Plus, our element system is not fully implemented yet. If adjustments need to be made, they will be made in the future. If it turns out that a reduction is needed, this will surely happen. And you will get trial periods. Especially when it comes to skill changes, I personally think a trial period on the live server and the feedback of the community are needed.
Alright, awesome. Hello, Black Angel and Zarathis. Alright, next question. Since necklaces, rings, first sockets can only be equipped with Galaxia skill cards, this also leaves necklaces, rings from level 20 to 50 unable to socket anything into the first slots. Any plans on letting us downgrade Galaxia skill cards to fill those slots, or any plans on making all Galaxia skill cards socketable from level 22 to 99 for all the cards?
That's actually a good idea. Also, it would fit better in our new system. We will think about it.
Awesome. Hello, Lays ZH. Hello, Gawk. If I said that wrong, let me know. Next question, and we don't have a card for this one, but can one of the battle squares throughout the day have no skill restrictions whatsoever? Would be sort of fun seeing the chaos unfold as everyone uses ultimate skills and block skills that we currently cannot use in Emporia BSQ PvP modes. This one battle square would offer no rewards to winning or losing team, since it would just be for fun.
Such change requires a lot of work on the client itself. We can look into it since I think it's a great idea, but it will take time because I think it can't be achieved that easy.
Alright. Will Elga or any late game boss start having damage reduction from X attack, X autos, or maybe give immunity to X autos at a certain percentage HP? It's pretty sad to watch X class DPS and down while classes that use skills deal no relevant damage.
We should first try to balance the classes formula-wise and see how it goes. If it's still not satisfying, we can talk about other options.
Alright. Will something be done about current attack versus defense formula? Current endgame, unless you're a summoner and maybe a destroyer with solars, you can't really kill anyone unless their gear is seriously lacking in chance due to the element rework.
Yes, we will. But changing this formula needs to be done carefully. That's why it will still take some time. It needs to be planned and tested on our testing system, and then it needs to be tested by the community.
Alright. And that's any kind of balancing, I think. That's all right, next question. What would you say is your to-do list for Arcadia Episode 2, and would you estimate a mid-2017 release?
What we want to implement into episode or part 2 is runes. The rune system should be implemented and more content to Arcadia itself. As for the release date, we are currently evaluating how much time newer content will require. When we get more solid info, we will tell you.
All right. What would you think about a quest-based IM set from future Arcadia quests, like the normal Unity set, a good intro IM set as a quest series reward?
Maybe a good idea. Needs some discussion.
Okay. And this was a question about a couple questions about the actual Dragon Saga team. How many people are the new development team consisting of?
Okay. I gathered the information from Alteris and got the following exact information. With art production programmers, 5. Counting with you, Dragonlark, 6. We are not a huge staff.
Yes. And our staff is amazingly hardworking, that you guys get so much done so quickly. A lot of people don't realize, I think, how much work goes into game development, but with the smaller staff, you guys get a lot of amazing changes done to the game. Clap, clap, clap. All right. Who's doing the new artwork?
Same answer for me. I gathered the information. We have 2 artists. Though they are more modelers and texture artists than anything. Concept and illustration artists we do not have. Graphic designers we also have 2 more, but those are shared throughout the company.
All right. Next question. Could we expect a rework of old sets in the future so that we endgame could have multiple choices instead of new sets just making old ones obsolete, like how POS is a better version of the Elga set?
Well, we are huge fans of multiple choices, but this also takes a lot of time to balance. So I think this is an option, but we first need to think and plan.
Do you have any ideas how to balance the attack speed classes?
One moment, please.
Oh, absolutely.
Can you please repeat the question?
Do you have any ideas how to balance the attack speed classes?
Yeah, I see. I guess that the former devs never intended someone having 500% attack speed. So they didn't cap it, and at the end it seems they didn't care. Maybe an attack speed cap is an option. The other option is lowering the DPS, but this is unfair to unstacked players. So we still need to think a bit more about this problem.
All right. Are you able to change skills with your current tools? For example, making Gladiator's Wrath of Earth into a multi-hit skill.
Yes, we are to a certain extent. We still need to learn and see which impact different settings have.
All right. Yeah, that's one of the fun things with dev tools too. Sometimes you'll make one change and suddenly many things will be different. Can you bring back a Lumen? He was so much more than a tree.
Yes. Everyone seems to miss him. We will bring him back to a new home.
Nice. Any plans to add target dummy mobs for people to test damage out on? I imagine there could be added to a My Home, being a mob with either billion of health or immortal cannot go below 1 HP.
Short answer, not yet.
right. And all right, next question. Are bonus stages in an acceptable state? Currently, they only serve as an obstacle to achieve rank 1 on mission map. If you get a bonus stage and are trying to get rank 1, you have to give up right then and there, as you cannot get enough points. There's also no real reward from the stage other than potions that clutter your inventory and boxes full of dubious, useful, missed items. They feel less like a bonus and more like a penalty when you get them.
Nope, they are definitely not in an acceptable state. We need to adjust the rewards, and also I personally wish for a button to turn them off.
Can we get an option for full screen mode? Since the update when borderless full screen came around, I noticed a drop in game performance. So I was wondering, could we get an option to choose from window mode, borderless, or full screen mode? Thanks for your answer.
Not yet. Full screen mode comes with an abuse factor of the screenshot function. I'm working on a solution, but don't expect any soon. My suggestion, lower your desktop resolution when playing. The borderless window mode has always the desktop resolution.
Is it able to add, are we able to add element resist aura but make it toggle instead? I know people could complain about them making lag, but that's why it should be toggled. I really miss being super shiny.
I know it's gone. I just hadn't the time to add it back with the new system. It will come back soon.
Alright, so super shiny is coming back soon. Are the Arcadia NPCs newly made or made by the Korean devs?
The Arcadia NPC was already there, unused, but it seemed the perfect NPC for this job.
Will there be level 81 to 85 earrings?
We know about the lack of earrings for level 81 and above. Arcadia content is not complete, just stay tuned.
Will there be a new update for every third class job skill?
We actually have ideas for 3 new skills, but so far it's just ideas and we have to learn first.
Alright, awesome. That's exciting. Regarding twin passive skills, some skill descriptions such as Iron Fist Training, Heavy Blow, Fist Harmony, Harmony Mastery gives a fault effects or difficulty of understanding. Will it be fixed and maybe improve it?
We can for sure look into the descriptions.
Yeah. Alright. Are there plans for enhancing the PvP system on BSQ EU, such as new quests, missions, or new features?
We have no plans for it before the Arcadia updates are fully done.
Alright. Will there be more side quests around Arcadia City in the future?
Definitely.
Now that Part 1 is released, will you now directly go with working on Part 2?
No, we are directly working on Part 7. Just kidding. After some days to relax, we will start working on Part 2.
Alright. Will you still work on bug fixes, exploit fixes, adjustments, and events to the game itself?
Yes, these are done all the time. And if you encounter any bug, please post them on the forums. The more we can gather from the community, the more can be fixed rather quickly.
Does Warp Portal also do community live streams or early QAs? What do you mean? We do other live streams other than QAs on every other Wednesday, other than the last part. The last Wednesday of the month, we're doing Let's Plays of Dragon Saga, and that's where me and Oda will do Let's Plays. Yeah, and sometimes Popcorn will come in and help us because sometimes we die. Why not part 100? That's true. You just get to part 100. Alright. Next question. This is maybe a crazy question, but I'm curious, so I simply have to ask. Did the piano part of the Arcadia City ever do some kind of sound, or has it ever been just for looks? Has it always been just for looks?
I'm not sure what the former devs planned, but I never saw it working this way. It might do something in the future, who knows?
Ooh, that would be awesome. Yeah, the first time I saw that piano, I thought the same thing. I was like, does that make sound? Alright. Does the staff intend to change the game client and have a better and easier tool to work with in the future?
We can't change the client. We can develop own tools, but changing the whole client is way too much.
Yeah. That would definitely slow things down if you were trying to do that.
Even if I would like to see it on CryEngine or Unreal Engine, but I think that's only a dream.
Yeah. I don't know how hard it is to make a new monster card in the game, but some skill shows the level 6 text, so I presume the skill is intended to pass level 10 too, but no cards have been created for this skill. In the future, we have skill for those cards too.
It's on our to-do list. We will for sure look into this.
Alright. Would it be possible to add world bosses in the zone maps where a system message appears regarding the world event? I know that was a bigger question. I condensed it a little bit.
Things like this are not a good idea. As long as the class balances are not done, the classes has to be balanced first before we think about something like that.
Would it be possible to add a platform-style zone like the old Van Cliff Mansion, a complete map with moving platforms?
This is not a bad idea, but sadly still out of reach. Yet. Once we learned enough, this can be taken into consideration.
Alright. Awesome. So, for questions that weren't touched on, a lot of them were answered in previous QAs. I think we've mentioned in the past that if a question has been asked and then already answered, we might skip it, especially if we answered it a couple of times. So, just as a heads up, that's that. And also, if your question was asked a little bit late, like if you chat live streams. And I think that's all the questions that we have actually today. We have wrapped it up rather quickly. Again, and just so everyone knows, I'm sure everyone's aware, but today we do have our regular weekly maintenance at 1500 server time, as per usual. Patch notes are up, so if you haven't seen them, go check those out on the Facebook forums or the official Dragon Saga website. And thank you so much, everyone, for joining us, and thank you, Popcorn, for being here to answer questions.
Anytime.
All right, that's it for us today. Tune in next week for our Dragon Saga Let's Play, and see you guys around. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. Bye!
Take care, everyone.